Kyle here with Unboxed Autos. I'm so excited to show you guys today the incredible 2022 Mercedes-AMG SL63. Now, this car starts at about $180,000, and it is just an absolutely amazing take on the legendary SL Roadster. Now, in this review, we're going to go ahead and talk about the exterior design of the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and talk about the engine, the technology, take it for a test drive, and then also go over, of course, some cool fun facts. Now, as you guys can see here, this is simply a stunning vehicle to look at, and I just love the proportions. First thing that's going to strike you will just be the extra long hood, which houses the incredible Biturbo V8 engine. Now, this again is a SL63. It's the top performance variant in the SL lineup. Now, there's also an SL55, which also has a V8, but it is detuned a little bit. This is the full-on. This is track ready, guys. This is really incredible vehicle, and the one that's going to have the most power. And we'll get all into the specs and things like that in a few moments. But as you can notice here, we have this really unique matte paint finish, and I think it goes really nicely with these black V-spoke wheels. But of course, as you can see, there is some silver trim on them, which gives them a unique look. There's also, as you can see, the red top I think looks just phenomenal on this. It really complements the color of the vehicle nicely and gives it a nice distinctive styling point there. It's also available in black if you wish. The yellow calipers are really neat. There's also, red and of course black calipers if you wish. The lighting on this car is really unique. Here, of course, we have the SL63 badge, but all these are individual LEDs which look really neat. And then in the evening, when you go to unlock your SL, they actually light up from the center and to the right side. So each one of them will light up, and it will give you a cool little light show at night when you unlock the SL. Right here is actually a spoiler. This is an active rear spoiler, so this will pop up depending on your speed to give you the best aerodynamic efficiencies, which is really great, especially if you're on the track doing some hardcore driving. We have the AMG badge here, and then of course the Mercedes logo, and then the SL63 there on the right, signifying this is the top performance model. Down here we have dual exhaust. We have little AMG badging right here, a nice touch, so dual on both sides, so total of quad exhaust. I think the rear of this vehicle really looks nice. It's great proportions, very muscular too, especially with the lower diffuser and how it all comes together. Definitely lets you know that this is, simply an incredible roadster with lots of power. Now, taking a closer look here at the wheels, you'll notice that there is the AMG here, the center AMG hub, which is a cool touch, AMG there. And then this again is the V-spoke black design, but then of course we have the silver trim on the outer rim to give it just a little bit of an accented styling point. Now, these door handles are really neat. They're also on the S-Class. What they do is they actually go in with the car when it's locked. So right here, I'll grab the key. Here's the key, lock. And when you unlock, they pop out. So that is really nice. Of course, you still have your keyless entry, and it's just activated by that little touch sensor right there to lock, and then unlock, you just sort of touch it, and it pops out, and you just pull on it, and it opens. This is my favorite part, V8 Biturbo. Oh my lord, you guys, this engine is absolutely incredible, and that signifies it right there. This is the 4MATIC, so this is the all-wheel drive. You wouldn't really know it though with how it can distribute power, so you still get that all-weather capability, but you still get the feeling of that rear-wheel drive. It's really a great system. Right here we have the lower front fascia, plenty of air inlets, so we're going to keep this large engine nice and cool for nice track days. Keeps you going lap after lap without overheating. But yes, the styling of this car, absolutely phenomenal. Love the styling. I hope that you guys can, appreciate it as much as I can. Now we're going to go ahead and pop open the hood and show you guys the handcrafted V8. Now this engine is an absolute powerhouse. It makes 577 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. Gives it a 0 to 60 time of just 3.5 seconds. So incredible numbers being put out here. And as you guys can see too, it's still a beautiful engine to look at. Right here we have the handcrafted badge noting that this is just that the AMG legendary performance right here. And wow guys, it just is so nice to even just look at it. You know, so many engines today, they have so many covers over everything, but this engine you actually can see, you know, see a little bit of what's going on in here, and it's really just an absolute beautiful thing. And you know, engines like this, they aren't going to be around too much longer, so I'm really happy to see that Mercedes went ahead and made the SL with such an incredible powertrain. So now let's go ahead and check out the interior and go over a few unique things that are happening inside this beautiful Roadster. Just the quality here of the interior is very pleasing. First off, we have this premium Burmeister audio system. The speaker grills are seamlessly integrated into the door panels. We have some nice accent stitching above. The whole entire panel is done in leather. We have again a little bit of accent stitching and piping right here along the door panel. We have all of our seat controls, 3 different memory options. We have heated seats, cooled seats, and the neck warmers. You can also control the right side seat by pressing that button there. We have the carbon fiber trim on this particular model, another premium speaker grille. This right here opens up the rear hatch, the trunk, if you will. Not too terribly spacious, but of course the soft top has to be housed somewhere as well. But it does fit, you know, about one and a half suitcases. You also can press this all button and roll down all the windows at one time with this one press. We have the AMG door sill right here. It's lit up, so it looks really cool in the evening. Right here is where the neck warmer or cooling will come out. So, you know, if you want to have the top down on a cooler day, you can do that and still stay warm. Now, these seats are incredibly comfortable and you really just sink right into them. Very spacious seats, considering that this is, of course, a smaller vehicle, but still very, very comfortable. Once you step inside, you'll be greeted by this incredible AMG steering wheel. I mean, it's so cool, and it's really nice, you know, to grab onto. Large side bolstering here on the steering wheel. We have some perforations here on the side, which are a nice touch, give it a little bit more of a design detailing, which is appreciated. We have AMG right down here, front and center. Right here we have 2 high resolution screens right here. So when we go ahead and power on the vehicle in a moment, you'll be able to see what those can do. We're going to go ahead and close the door. And also another thing to note is how quiet it is in this soft top. It's the quietest convertible that I've ever driven in. And that includes even the hard tops. It's just so incredibly quiet. They did an amazing job with the sound dampening. Go ahead and start it up. Of course, it is push to start. And go ahead and turn that off. Now, here are those screens I was telling you about. So basically you can switch different drive modes. So right now we're in comfort mode. You can go ahead and go to sport mode, sport plus, race. Now things start happening when we switch modes. As you can see here from this screen, we have sport plus, sport, comfort, and then individual. So we can say, oh, we want the sportiest engine setting, or you know, in that case that'd be the race setting, would be the sportiest engine setting. We definitely want the loud exhaust. Ooh, it sounds good. And we still want the comfort suspension. So, you know, you can have any of those things that you want, of course, in individual mode. There's also a slippery mode, so it reduces everything to give you guys the best traction as possible. Now, coming back over here, this is our main driver's screen. So what we can do here is really great. We have so many different options. We have the Super Sport's my favorite. There's also a Sport. There is a Classic. There's an understated one as well, which I don't love, but that is an option if perhaps you like that. I do like the purple color. It's cool, but navigation, assistance, and service, not even sure. honestly why some of these exist, but it is cool to get a quick look at all the different information on the vehicle at one spot. So it is cool, and Mercedes-Benz always does an amazing job with these screens, and they really give you even more information than you could possibly want. On the right-hand side shows you current horsepower that's being applied as you're pressing on the gas pedal. So as you can see, there are a maximum of 577 horsepower and 590 foot-pounds of torque. Now, just, oh, you guys, this car just drives so incredible. And as you can see here, the center there enlarges towards the edges there to signify the RPM range. So that it looks really cool when you're driving, and we'll definitely get to experience that in a minute. But as you can see here, love the steering wheel. It's so cool. Here are the other customizable displays here. So this little button press there, manual mode, loud exhaust, and that can all be changed over here in settings, so we can select different things to show up there. I personally like it in exhaust and the transmission mode, so I'll leave it in that. But yeah, for now, that's what we'll stay there. But it is fully customizable. Another thing to note here on the steering wheel are these full paddle shifters. It is not just a tiny paddle shifter, it's fully mounted here on the back, very large for your entire hand to hold on to. So if you want to go manual mode, you get these really nice shifters, and I really love that. Another thing we have here is the distance guided cruise control, and obviously for the price, the segment of this car, that's not surprising. It is nice to have those. Some of them still, you know, you'd be surprised how many cars, you know, still don't actually offer this as an option, especially in the performance category. But this does have it for those nice long drives, which I really hope that if you ever buy one of these, that you'll be doing. Love the air vents, you guys. These air vents are absolutely incredible. We have here around the edges, we have the LED accents, and it has kind of an aeronautical theme to it. It almost looks like a jet engine if you look in the inside of a jet engine. That's what it reminds me of. The quality here is really good, and it just looks really neat. And of course, it is surrounded by leather and beautiful stitching here on the dashboard. And looking over here to the side, the door panels, you can see here the speaker grill really just sticking out, giving you just that really incredible high-end look. Really do love that. Now, the central media system here, absolutely just don't have enough good things to say about it. The quality of the screen is excellent. The response is phenomenal. Wireless Android Auto capabilities, which is fantastic. We have the AMG performance, so we can go ahead and see different things like fuel consumption. Engine, as we're pressing on the gas, kind of shows you little heartbeats almost. It looks really cool. Not to mention the current boost that you are applying into the engine, and then of course other vehicle settings here, which as you're driving down the road, it will show you where all the power is going. So, you know, this is obviously something you don't need at all, but it's so cool that it exists. This is just total over the top here in the SL, and that's what the SL is, obviously, really just an over the top car, and love to see some of these great features on the multimedia system. You have your AMG button here, which really just brings up those settings again that we went over already. We have here the soft top, the amazing camera system. You guys, this camera system is fantastic. You can look at the car in 3D. So what this does is it stitches together all the different camera views at one time. So we have the front camera, the rear camera, and then the ones on the mirrors, and that stitches together everything along with some software, obviously, that puts the car in here to show you where it's placed. And it's really not only just cool, but functional as well. Make sure you don't hit any curbs or anything like that. This is a good one to make sure that you don't hit the low front on any parking barriers, and then of course the rear. So yep, that's great to have, and definitely keeps you from doing anything that you wouldn't want to your beautiful car. Now, another thing I must just the audio system on this car is what I want to talk about, and it is just simply incredible. Now, we also of course have massaging seats, which is accessible right here. We have incredible ambient light options. This is my favorite color actually, so I'm going to leave it here, but you can go to the entire color wheel and have any color you want that's in the color wheel. And so obviously super cool to have all those functions as far as ambient lights go. This is where the massaging seats are, right there. And then you can adjust the lumbar right here, side bolstering, heat settings, and all of those things. Automatic seat positioning tells you how tall you are, and it will go ahead and adjust the seat accordingly. But yep, tons of functional options in there. Now we're going to go ahead though and take a look at the audio system. So we're going to go ahead into the settings here. Oh, and then also before we get too much further, we also are able to raise up the front of the car. So if you get to a spot where you think, oh, we might scrape the bumper, we can go ahead and raise the car up, and it's not a problem. We also have lane keep assist as well. So nice features to have there that keep everything copacetic. Go ahead here, go to the home, and then again, just notice the functionality. Notice how quick it is to respond. Absolutely phenomenal. Now the audio system here is just it's so good, guys. It's so good, and what it just does is incredible. The 3D element that you get here out of it is incredible. Right here you can see this is the high-end Roadster audio system. We have the 3D sound. That's my favorite one. It's the most immersive. We have equalizer settings. Now everything's already optimized, so I generally leave it all like that. Center balance as a VIP seat, so we'll optimize the sound for driver or passenger if you wish. But where it really comes together here is the sound profile. So you really do want to listen to that 3D sound. It just is so immersive. I highly recommend a high-end hi-fi streaming service like Tidal to get the most out of your audio system. Lastly, in the menu, we have the climate settings. Very simple. We have right here 71, 72. You adjust the temperature, and then it has, of course, the auto, keep it the air flowing at the right speed. But we can also adjust it within a range. So if we don't want to, you're in California, it's 90 degrees, you get in the car, it starts, roaring to life at max speed, it's very loud. You can tone that down right there. So always a nice feature to have coming into a lot of vehicles these days. So, yep. Anywho, love the carbon fiber trim. There are a couple different trim options that you can get. Carbon fiber, of course, is one of them. We have wireless phone charging down there. 2 cup holders, which are pretty spacious. Nice amount of space in here, actually, for what it is. And yeah, so guys, just love the interior. It's luxurious while being very functional and high tech, of course. So we're going to go ahead now and take it for a test drive. All right, guys, so obviously the SL is all about driving. It's all about that Roadster experience, that open air, driving up the coast of California. And well, unfortunately, we're not in California today. We are going to take the SL63 for a little ride and tell you guys just about how it drives. And it is so good. It's absolutely incredible. Now, every one of the premium automakers has a sportier version of their car. We have Mercedes. We have this car, I'd say, is now their new pinnacle. It just came out, of course, a new model, a new introduction into the SL line, the legendary SL line. And this is a full revamp, full redesign, bottom to top, all new. Now we also have the Porsche 911, another legendary vehicle. Now this is more of in the Roadster category. The 911 says, and of course they do have the Cabriolet, the convertible like this, but a little bit different. Now they all have their specific way in which they drive. Now, of course, this is a front engine with the twin turbo V8, making in this particular SL63 configuration that 577 horsepower, giving you that 3.5 second 0 to 60 time, which is just incredible. And it drives in comfort mode. It's pretty comfortable. It's a refined ride. Of course, we are riding on large wheels, sport performance tires, so a little bit bumpy, but that's to be expected. It's not harsh, it's pretty much going to be the same in all in the category, which is what we want. That we want to feel the road, and you definitely feel connected to the road for sure. Now, with Mercedes, everything feels a little bit more on the assisted side. We'll use the word assisted side. It feels very controlled. Everything feels very controlled. Still precise and still connected to the road, but also very controlled. And it's certainly an interesting feeling to have. You know, it really gives you a lot of confidence when driving the SL. That's one thing I think they had in mind, right? Especially with the all-wheel drive system. When you want to put the power down like that, you really feel still super connected and glued to the road. Now we're driving in comfort mode right now. It feels good. It feels good. We're gonna step it up though a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and push ourselves into race mode. You go ahead and do a manual shift. That's what I really like. Really like that mode a lot. You know, it really gives us that full experience of the car. Now, what it can do with the power and transferring the power is incredible. It really makes you forget this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, and it can put most of the power to the rear wheels so that it's entirely connected back there, and you really get that rear-wheel drive experience and feeling. Now we're about to, in a moment, pull out onto a busy road, lots of traffic, but you know, again, with 577 horsepower on tap, that is not a problem in all-wheel drive. Oh, you guys, this car, incredible. Incredible. It sounds so good. It's just intoxicating, honestly, to drive, because it just really gets you going. And especially with the exhaust note with the V8, oh, and the turbo, you can hear it just sucking in all the air. It just is absolutely a phenomenal car to drive, and that's really what it's obviously all about. Now, of course, for around $180,000, it should be a lot of fun to drive. And there's a lot of competition in this price point. But if you want an elegant roadster with a soft top and a V8, this is a great choice. This is a great choice. And one other thing I want to note is how quiet the soft top is. It is incredibly quiet in here. If you didn't tell me I wasn't in a total coupe, I would not know we're driving in a soft top. That's how quiet it is. Insulated in here it is. And obviously, when it's a nice day out and you can put the top down, feel the wind blowing through your hair, and not to mention the V8 in the background as you're shifting through the gears, this incredible 9-speed transmission just really doesn't get any better than that. And we can go ahead and step down a few gears, hear it pop off a little bit. Yeah, it's good to have 577 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque on tap whenever you want it. Another thing which is really great that the engineers were able to integrate into the new SL is their incredible new traction management system. So what that's able to do is, you know, give us so much handling capabilities that we in previous, you know, generations of the SL just haven't had before, and that's really going to make it just an absolute monster on the track. But also, when you're traveling through the countryside on windy roads, giving you, you know, plenty of confidence. And you know, you combine the handling capabilities of this car with the engine exhaust note. Holy crap! Oh, yeah, okay. So it's fast, and it's very fast. And it's such a fun car to drive. Really, it's a good thing I don't own this car, because I'd get in trouble with this car, because it is so quick. You just tap on the gas, and it's gone. You know, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds will do that to you, obviously. So beautiful engine, and you know, this is probably one of the last Roadster vehicles that we'll get from Mercedes-Benz that has a traditional internal combustion engine in it, especially like their incredible Biturbo V8 that's in here. obviously they use this engine in a few other different models, just different iterations. And of course, again, this engine is also in the SL63, which costs about $140,000 starting at, so you're saving quite a bit of money there. But you know, it's tuned differently. It's detuned a bit. This one is really maxing the capabilities of the engine, and it really, you know, comes through in terms of the sound and the performance, of course, especially, you know, high-speed autobahn performance. This car will just keep going and going and going. Its top speed is just below 200 miles per hour. So yeah, very capable, incredible traction. Oh yeah, it sounds just incredible. So, anywho, this is great. This is a great car, and you know, again, in the price point, you know, nearing $200,000. There's a lot of options. But again, this is an excellent one. It really depends on what you personally want. Of course, the 911 is always a good option, but this is also an incredible option, and right on par in terms of performance with the 911. Now, this, of course, you are getting a V8 with this. The 911, obviously, you're not getting that. This is the front engine that you're getting here, which is cool. Yeah, it's just a blast, guys. This reminds me of you know, this is the European version of the Mustang, is what this is. You know, front engine, you know, rear drive, I say in quotations because of the capabilities of the all-wheel drive system. Raw power, just way more power than it needs to have. Of course, soft top, and this is so fun to tool around in as well. And yeah, just an excellent vehicle. I'm super happy that they made it.